yes, clean up this mess.
Hell yes, clean up this mess.
Hell no, Mahler won't go. Hell yes, clean up this mess. Hell no, Mahler won't go. Hell yes, clean up this mess. Hell no, Mahler won't go. Hell yes, clean up this mess. Hell no, Mahler won't go. Hell yes, clean up this mess.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
All right. Pardon my cold. Okay, mine is one, it kind of, I think, came from the Women's March in D.C., and it's kind of a morphine of that. So, there, that's better. So, I say the first part, I think, is how it works, and you all say the second. It's that one that goes, show me what democracy looks like, and you all say, this is what democracy looks like.
Got it.
Okay? And I'll try to carry a tune. Don't think I'll manage that. Okay, here we go. Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Show me what democracy looks like.
This is what democracy looks like.
Okay, who else wants to lead a chant? I got a phone full of...
Okay, so thank you guys all for coming here to the Nobody is Above the Law nationwide event. This event is sponsored by Move On and also by the Indivisible movement. My name is Lisa Dellum, and I am the president of the Greater Lafayette Indivisible chapter. And I'm also happy to say I'm going to be a Tippecanoe County councilor starting January 1st. There are protests like these happening throughout the country. There are 18 right here in Indiana, from Anderson to Goshen to Vincennes to Indianapolis. There are some in, all 50 states, right? Chicago, New York, Los Angeles, Atlanta. There's Puerto Rico, Samoa. So this is a huge nationwide event. And we're all standing up and saying nobody, and that is nobody, is above the law. So one thing, if you're using social media, we're asking you to use the hashtag nobody is above the law, or if you don't want to type that much, to type hashtag NIAL. So if you're going to post, please use those hashtags. So with that, I'd like to start. We're going to have just a few speakers because I know it's cold out here. The first one I'd like to introduce is Kathy Parker. She is the local leader for Moms Demand Action for Gun Sense in America.
Welcome, Kathy! Well, thank you all. Thank you for that, Lisa, and thanks all for being here. I'm just going to start us off with a moment of silence. Beginning last Wednesday, it's been about 15 days, we had two African-American people who were shot dead by a racist guy in Kentucky. And then on Saturday, we had the shooting at the synagogue, leaving 12 more people dead. And then we all woke up this morning to 12 more dead in California. So I'm going to start this off with a moment of silence, remembering the dead and their families. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Kathy. So next I'm going to have recently elected Indiana State House Representative for District 26, Chris Campbell.
Thank you everybody for coming. Thank you for everybody that supported me. And I want to tell you, as one of the newest elected officials, that nobody is above the law. That includes me, that includes any elected official, that includes all of us. We should all be held to the same standards, the same laws. We definitely should not be appointing the people that are going to be investigating us. That is all I want to really say is, everybody needs to be accountable for their actions. I expect you to hold me accountable, and we need to hold our president to the same standards. We should be role models. So, thank you very much.
Okay. And now I'd like, I'll just do this. Now I'd like to introduce Jennifer Tyson. She is recently elected Wabash Township Trustee. Yay.
Hello. Closer? Yeah. Is that better? Better. When I tell people I am going to protest, they ask, why are you going? What is the point? Well, there was a time in this country not that long ago when women could not speak. They could not vote. They could not run for office. And when they ran, they didn't get elected. I'm here today because I can and I will seek truth. I will speak truth and I will fight for justice. I am honored to be here with you. Thank you so much for coming out today. Fascism is a form of radical, authoritarian, ultranationalism, characterized by dictatorial power, forceful suppression of opposition, and strong regimentation of society and of the economy. Fascism works when we are not individual human beings. It works when we don't think, and it works when we don't take time to reflect before we speak. Fascism works when instead of individuals, we are reduced to tribes, when we are divided. Fascism works by politics deciding on who the enemy is. You define the enemy by way of a ritual, a chant. It is no accident that our president, Donald Trump's chants, touch on our very elementary human feelings. The feeling that you need boundaries. The feeling of anxiety. The notion that others are different and therefore threatening. So I thought about what I would want to chant today, and I ask you to join me if you would like. And I thought the flag would be out here. There's a flag. There's a flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag. And to America. I'm sorry. I'm terrible at this, obviously. One nation to the republic for which it stands. One nation, under God, indivisible, and with liberty and justice for all. Today, let us remember the past successes of Robert Mueller's investigation. Special Counselor Robert Mueller's team has indicted or gotten guilty pleas from 32 people and 3 companies. 5 former Trump advisors who all pleaded guilty. George Papadopoulos, President Trump's campaign foreign policy advisor. Paul Manafort, President Trump's campaign chair.
Scumbag.
Rick Gates, President Trump's campaign aide. Michael Flynn, President Trump's national security advisor.
Traitor.
Michael Cohen, President Trump's lawyer. 26 Russian nationals and 3 Russian companies have been indicted. 1 Republican operative and lobbyist, Sam Patten, 1 California man, Richard Pedino, I said that wrong. One London-based lawyer, Alex Vanderwayne. Bernie Sanders responded to Jeff Sessions' firing on Twitter. Quote, President Trump must allow special counsel Robert Mueller's investigation to continue unimpeded. Any attempt by the President or the Justice Department to interfere with Mueller's probe would be an obstruction of justice and an impeachable offense. The United States Congress is responsible for protecting the Constitution, and we, the people, are responsible for holding Congress accountable.
Yes.
We must have a government of, by, and for the people. I urge Congress to take this investigation seriously and uphold their responsibility to our nation. Thank you for coming out today.
And next we will have Mary, our last speaker will be Mary Finnegan from Citizens for Civil Rights. She is a longtime activist in this area. So welcome, Mary.
I promise I'll keep it very short. Okay, we're all here because, in my view, this is a direct kick, a direct attack on the Constitution. When you serve in the military, when you are part of any government job, you are required to take an oath to the Constitution, not to the president, not to a person, but to the living document. It is living because we're still living it today and we're fighting for it. And right now, when a president says he can repeal part of the Constitution with an executive order, I get worried. And this idea that he can undercut an investigation, none of us can do that. If the government is investigating us, you go with the program. And yet he's saying that they can't touch the things that he says will cross the red line. Well, I'm sorry, but when you're in the highest office in the land, if you are as innocent as you say you are, you would be cooperating. You would be giving all the help you could to end the investigation. But these constant threats, these constant attempts to undermine the investigation, including false accusations, just things I don't think I've seen in my lifetime out of a president, any president. So all I think that we need to do is get back on the phones again. We saved health care. It may not be perfect, but we still got it. And if we're going to save this, we have to speak up. The election was good on Tuesday, but we just don't all go home. Because obviously, we need to provide our own oversight. This is our lives they're screwing around with. These are not anybody else's life, but us right here, every day. And we cannot stand by. Picking up the phones, calling your representatives. Do you notice how many people suddenly love Obamacare that voted to get rid of it? Because we the people said, wait a minute. So do it again. I know you have their phone numbers. Call. Be nice to the aides, but call. Don't sit home and say, let someone else. We all have to continue to work together so that we have justice for everyone, not just a select few, not just someone who's going to decide what kind of justice he is allowed. We're all allowed the same kind, good or bad. It isn't perfect, but we should treat it with a lot more respect, and I expect it to be treated with a lot more respect. Thank you. Get warm.
I'm going to wrap this up with one chant, but before I do, I have a couple announcements I'd like to make. So Greater Lafayette Indivisible will be having a meeting at 6 o'clock at 522 Columbia. It's our general meeting. We're going to be talking about a resistance fair that we're going to be having on January 12th. It's a follow-up to the one we had a year ago. We've got Ezra Levine, who is one of the founders of Indivisible, coming to speak. You may have seen him on Rachel Maddow. He shows up there. He was just on there I think it was Monday or this weekend, I don't know. So that's at 6 tonight. At 7 at the Unitarian Universalist Church, they are having a Siding with Love vigil as well, to mark some of the unfortunate recent tragedies that we've seen. And with that, I'm going to start with the chant. Do you have an announcement?
The Porter Pub fundraiser.
Sure, you want to just come? I'm not sure what that is.
The Porter Pub fundraiser for the Lafayette Urban Ministries Immigration Clinic is at the Lafayette Brew Pub from 5:30 until 8 p.m. tonight.
And so what I'd like to end the chant with is I'm going to say, what do we want? Then I'd like you to say, justice for all. And then I'm going to say again, what do we want? And I'd like you to say, protect Mueller. So with that, I'm going to lead off. Here we go.
I don't know what the second part was. Protect Mueller.
There we go. She's just being a troublemaker. All right. What do we want?
Justice for all.
What do we want?
Protect Mueller.
What do we want?
Justice for all.
What do we want?
Protect Mueller.
What do we want?
Justice for all.
What do we want?
Protect Mueller.
Thank you all. Thank you all for coming tonight. I hope that you will stay involved. Like us on Facebook. We're Greater Lafayette Indivisible. And we're going to keep working at this. And thanks again. Stay warm. There's a request to get everyone's picture taken on the courthouse. Go ahead.
Hi everybody, I'm Alice Pauley. I work at Purdue. Could we get, before you disappear, to sort of put on social media, be able to spread that there was a rally here? Get a picture on the steps. So if you're willing, able, we can have somebody take a picture from out there, but then join us if you can. Leave some space at the bottom for the folks who have difficulty with the steps, maybe.
John Dennis, that he
Just before you leave.
get on the ball and get something done.
Okay.
I mean, every time I see him, I say.